Now, if you've driven down the highway or down Summit Avenue here in Sauk Rapids, you may have known that the balloon is deflating off the water tower. It's getting recoated, and we're going to show you in this week's Behind the Scenes series what it takes to recoat this water tower and paint it so that balloon inflates once again.
We're just making the balloon look a little newer.
The signature balloon water tower in Sauk Rapids has been getting a facelift the last month.
We're taking off the old coating systems on both the interior wet and the exterior, and we're putting on a new zinc epoxy coating system on the interior wet and a zinc epoxy urethane fluoropolymer system on the exterior.
The tower was last updated in 1996. Scott Creasy is the project manager with KLM Engineering working on the site. He says before they can begin work, an inspection is done.
Well, first, city will hire us to come in and do an assessment of the structure. Interior wet, exterior, interior dry, all areas of the structure for AWWA compliance.
After the inspection, it's time to raise up the curtain and sandblast the old coating.
So they will get everything blasted from the top down in sections each day, and I would say we had about 9 exterior days to blast all the old coating off.
Creasy says they use black diamond to chip off the paintwork.
Very sharp and coarse. So it creates a nice angular profile in the steel, and that creates good adhesion for the coating system to last. 75% of the time is usually on just the sandblasting and getting rid of the old coating systems.
Once the tower is back to bare steel, painting can begin.
Everything on the interior dry is done by spray application. There is some brushing and rolling on weld seams in irregular areas, and then there's a separate stripe coat with just brush, just to ensure that you're working paint into weld seams in irregular areas just for proper coverage on those areas. But most everything on the outside will be sprayed as well, minus the final coat. For uniformity, you have to brush and roll all final coats.
And as you can imagine, thousands of gallons of paint are used.
I would say on a daily basis, you're anywhere from 20 to 60 gallons a day.
Creasy says weather is the biggest factor when it comes to a project this size.
Not just the rain, but these are very sensitive to moistures, and you can't have any open steel. Anything that gets rain on it obviously has to be prepped again prior to coating.
But if all goes well, the balloon will fly proudly above the city for another 20 years.
I would say by this time next week, you'll be pretty close to having your tower back.
Reporting from Sauk Rapids, Alex Wykowski, WJON News.